So now I'd like to invite you to join me in some mentastics movement explorations. And since we use our arms and hands so much in our work, we're going to do some movements for the arms and hands. So we're going to begin, but first I want you to know that you're going to have to self-monitor here. I only want you to do what feels comfortable in your own body. So if I'm doing a movement, and this is not comfortable for you, please do half. If that's not comfortable, do half of that. If that's not comfortable, you just don't do it, okay? All right, so we're going to begin by doing what we call a little guitar strumming here. So I'm allowing my hand just to flop in gravity, picking it up and allowing it to drop. So just a little guitar strumming here. And as I do this, I'm going to close my eyes and go inward here because I'm asking myself, can I feel the weight of my thumb? Can I feel the weight of my index finger? And my middle finger, my ring finger, my pinky. Once I've gotten the feeling sense of the weight of all those fingers, I'm just going to pause, drop my hand by my side, and I'm going to take a moment to notice how I'm feeling, to notice any kinesthetic sensation that I may be having in my right hand that I'm not having in my left. So I notice that, and I invite you to notice what you're feeling. What I'm feeling is just a little tingly sensation in the palm of my hand. And I'm going to invite you to continue working with just one arm because we're going to do a series of movements with just one arm, and then we're going to compare the feeling between the arms. Okay, so now we're going to do some other silly movements. These are just playful, really like childlike movements to invite freer movement. So I'm going to do a little silly hello like this, right? And if we were in a workshop with a whole bunch of people in the class, we'd look around the class and wave the silly hello to each other, look at each other and smile, which is also nice because it's changing our internal attitudes. And as this is going on, so what's happening here? So at one point, my extensors are stretching while the flexors are relaxing, and at the other point it reverses. So I'm alternately stretching and releasing these muscles. Okay, we can pause. That was a lot of silly hello. Okay, we're going to come up and do some silly nose. So here, of course, we're working with the supinators and the pronators, right? Stretching and releasing them. Yeah. And then we're going to go into what we call helicopters. So lots of movement here, lots going on. Helping to free up my carpal bones, my fingers flopping around. And I'm going to reverse the rotors here. Good. So if you can't, so I've had some practice at this. So if your hand is not moving as smoothly, you just give yourself a break and then just try it, one way, the other way. Now I'm going to drop my arm and pause. Again, close my eyes, take a breath, go inside. Notice the feeling sensation that I'm having, and I invite you to also notice the feeling sensation that you're having. Another breath. And also I'm allowing what's happened here to integrate into my whole nervous system, because remember, it's the mind that we're after. So a little time for integration, and also we call these pauses in Traeger. Pauses, times where we can feel the echoes of the movement that we've just done. All right, so now we're going to do a little arm tossing here. So I'm going to kind of stand like this so that when I swing my arm out, it's not going to hit my leg. And I'm just going to toss my arm out, and then that's all the effort I'm going to use, and then I'm just going to let it swing. And I'm going to invite it to to just swing on its own until it stops. And take a breath. All right, I'm going to toss it out again and let it swing. You may want to do this and help it swing. No. Toss it out, release all the muscles, let it swing till it stops on its own, like a pendulum. Take a breath. I'm going to come back to center here. Again, I'm going to go inward and notice how I'm feeling. Notice where else in my body I have feeling sensation. So I'm feeling some relaxation and stretchiness going up my shoulder into my shoulder girdle here, even up into my trapezius. And this is what we want to do next. So we want to do these little, what I like to call shoulder rolls. So, you know, most people, some people, their shoulders are like this all the time. You could even ask them to drop their shoulders. And they literally can't. Their unconscious mind will not allow this. So fortunately, my shoulders are not up there around my ears. So when I do these shoulder rolls, I don't want to bring my shoulder up too much like this because my body and other people's bodies know all about doing this. Just going to bring it up a little, and then I'm going to invite the scapula to just glide down the rib cage. Just a nice, easy, smooth movement. It's almost like my scapula is going down the sliding board of my ribs. So it's easy, comfortable, pleasant. I don't want to work at this. I don't want to see how far I can get it down because then I'm contracting muscles. I'm working and using effort. And I've done that before and given myself discomfort back here. So don't do that, okay? Nice, easy, sliding down the sliding board here. All right, so we've done a series of movements with this one arm. So now we're going to do another little exploration. I want you to take your two hands and just feel something. I'm feeling the side of my pants, just feeling the texture of the pants, and noticing the feeling sensation from both of my hands and if there's any differences between them. And I wonder what you feel. Most of the time when people do this in class with the hand that they've been doing their mentastics with, they have a lot more kinesthetic awareness in this hand. So let's also bring our hands up to our cheeks and let your hand be soft. Let it conform to your cheek as much as possible. And then just give yourself a little gentle feeling here in your cheeks. And notice how your hands conform to your cheek. If the hand that you've worked with is more sort of pliable and able to come in greater contact. And what you can perceive with each of your hands. So most people find that they can perceive more with this hand that they have relaxed. And I hope that's what you have found as well. Okay, so what's your other arm saying? Would it like the same thing? I bet it would. So we'll do these little guitar strums. Okay, again, going inside, not doing too much, noticing, is this comfortable for my arm? Would I like to do a little less? Can I feel the weight of my thumb, the weight of each of my fingers? So take some time to let that in. And pause, dropping the hand. And then we're going to come up and do these little silly hellos. Hello out there. Hello. Hopefully you're smiling. And some little silly nose. And then helicopters. Right. Seeing all that movement in the hand there. Good. Now my reverse rotors on this side are not so good. They need a little work. All right. Oh, and I noticed as I was trying. Haha. We'll talk about that. I was trying to do this, and this shoulder crept up. So release that shoulder. I'm going to allow no, I'm going to quit. That was enough of that. I'll shake out my arm in another way. All right, and then I'm going to pause. Noticing the kinesthetic feeling sensations in this left hand and arm and my forearm. All right, then we're going to do these little arm tosses. So tossing the arm out, letting it swing freely until it stops on its own. Toss it again. Oh, there's an even better way to do this. So if you make a sound. So how about if we go, Milton, well, so we'll do that again. Let the arms come to a stop on its own. And pause, take a breath. And then come back to center. And little shoulder backstroke. So, not lifting the shoulder up too much, letting it glide down the sliding board of my rib cage. So gliding down. Now that we've done both sides, we can alternate the shoulder backstroke if we like. Breathing is good, so some nice deep breaths will help to further relax the muscles. And then I'm going to pause and notice how I'm feeling. Okay, so those are some arm and hand and shoulder mentastics and that I might do before I do a Traeger session, or certainly after I do a session as well. If I have any tension in my arms or hands, I will shake them out. And also while I'm working, to shake out my hands and arms to release any tension that I'm getting in there. In mentastics, in addition to doing these movements, sometimes we use images to help clients have a different feeling experience. So if I have a client who's like this, maybe who either drives a lot or is at their computer keyboard, and when they even walk into my office, they walk in like this. So some images I could give them are a little skyhook. We'll attach a little skyhook here to their sternum and maybe attach a little helium balloon to it and allow the sternum to lift. Same with the head. If the head is here, I would attach a little skyhook or helium balloon back to what's called the posterior summit here and allow the head to float back up over the spine. You know, if the head is forward like this, the head weight is not balanced on the bones, so all the neck muscles get really tight. I guess fortunately for many of us as massage therapists, because you know the trapezius and the levator I think are our bread and butter muscles. But we can help our clients to be more comfortable in their bodies by giving them these images of the sky hook to bring the head back. And actually I'm going to float it back. My sky hook is kind of like a little bungee cord, so it's, you know, it's not taut pulling me because that would be too much effort. It allows my head to move freely up here. And then a little sky hook on my sternum to help lift my core and to let me be more structurally integrated before and after I work and throughout my, my everyday life. So some other things I might do before my session is to kick my feet. Sometimes, unfortunately here I can't walk around, but you could walk around your house. Imagine you're in a nice field where there's a lot of dandelions and they've all gone to seed, you know. So you're just going to use enough little effort in this kick just to kick the dandelion fluff. Just a little gentle flick out. It's just like when we tossed out the arm and let it swing till we're going to toss out the foot and let it flick, rebound before you put it down. So a little toss, just kicking that dandelion fluff, but easy, no effort. If it feels like a lot of effort, like it's hard, hey, you're doing too much. Do half of that. So let's see, half. Good. And of course I might also just feel how my back is feeling, move my body around just to feel that, you know, all my muscles are relaxed, my back is happy, my hips are happy. And I'm ready to work.